Hey everybody. So, Free Woman starts on February 2nd, which is in about a week and a half from this recording. And we start with Seer, we move into Truth Keeper, we move from there into Magdalene, and then the Killer. And so in each one of these four parts of Free Woman, the volition, my attention is on sensibilities, practices, basically unburdening, releasing strain and releasing compression and contortion from your mind, your throat, your loving, your heart, and then your killer instincts, right? So that's what we're working with in a nutshell. It's going to be a pretty rich series. This is the culminating series from the mystery school thus far, in the last of my masterclass series. So that's Free Woman. And what I wanted to do was to give you a couple of little glimpses of what we're going to be working with so you can get a sense of if it's for you or not. So with Seer, I'm just going to pick one thing that might be helpful, whether or not you take the class. I think being a seer, being able to see what you see, having a free enough mind that you can think straight, that your discernment is unto you and that you trust it and that it's clear, right? So in seer, it's like we want to work with the mind so that she's empty enough to be open to what she does not yet know and cannot yet see. That is what it is to be a seer, right? The true nature of the mind is that your mind must cultivate discernment. That's what she was made to do, right? She must be able to navigate what's real and what's not. That is her nature, right? Her nature is to understand. We want to make sure that nature isn't being burdened, overwhelmed, contorted, and manipulated, right? So returning the mind to her true nature is to give her what she needs in order to be discerning, to be a navigating tool, right? But not to entrap you or to be entrapped. The mind is very vulnerable, which I know that you already know. So in Seer, we're going to be working with, okay, what does it mean to protect your mind? Because that's actually the biggest piece of being a seer, is that you protect your mind enough that she can become open to what she really knows, right? And what she can really see and trust and what truth might really be there, right? One of the ways that I would say, if you think about, and I do think about this a lot, the realm of social media, and you can just where everyone so much seems to be in terms of like the talking and the debating and this is the truth and I'm going to debunk this and all that. Like, dude, just let all that be the realm that it is for a minute. And I would encourage stepping back from that realm in general, because that there's a lot of untethered mind there. There's a lot of really clear mind there, and there's going to be important, we're all trying to figure out kind of what's real, what we think, how we want to vote, of course, you have to do that. That's part of being a discerning human being. But you have to be able to do that in an unfettered way so that you can trust it inside of yourself. And so they're not being manipulated. I mean, you will be manipulated by your mind. We all will be. It's a very vulnerable place. So protecting the mind so that you can be a true seer, what I would offer, and what I would say is that there's just kind of like huge tsunami of movement that's just in effect, and it doesn't ever stop to ask or to allow you to not know, right? And I would offer that as kind of your first right and responsibility as a seer, as someone who wants to be in rightful relationship to their mind and their own discernment, right? And to have a truly free mind, is that your right and responsibility is to not know until you know, and to not be pushed into that. What I observe, I feel like pretty clearly, is that not only is there a lot of competition and a lot of back and forth about what's true and what's, and all of this with, very potentially articulate and convincing, compelling, right, charismatic voices on either side of most things. There's an underlying kind of assumption or pressure or insistence that and that what your mind thinks somehow defines you, that you're going to have to, you have to know. Okay? You have to respond. You have to have an opinion about this. Well, because it defines your morals, right? Your opinion, your thought, whatever equals who you are, equals your your morality, equals whether or not you can be trusted. No, it doesn't. Those are not equated. They've become equated, but they're not equated, right? Your mind has to be free. She has to be able to think and keep thinking. And she has to not know until she knows, right? And if you are consistently in dialogue, conversation, even if you're watching something and inside you're like, the way that you're interacting with it is trying to define your mind and trying to know, and just for a moment, consider just stopping that and resting more in a state of I don't know than in the state of I should know, and letting then your actual knowing be incubated by that. We're truncating the depth and the full, we truncate a lot, and we speak out of turn a lot, and we then hold on to moments of the mind, moments of what we've seen, and don't let them keep changing because of the pressure to know, immediately know, defend, articulate, have an opinion, and having that all related to your actual, who you actually are. It's not the way that the mind works, right? So when we go into Seer, what we're going to be working with is actually freeing your mind, actually making sure that you can avail yourself to what you really do know, and that you are very comfortable sitting in what you don't know and not moving until it changes, and very comfortable allowing other people to do the same, and very comfortable in allowing your mind to continue to move, to continue to grow, to continue to see things that are going to surprise her and change, right? Because that's her true nature. She navigates moment to moment. She navigates the changing tides of the world, and those things which are shown to you that you haven't seen yet, right? So in Seer, this among many other things, we're going to be working with, right, sensibilities around protecting your mind, protecting your knowing, and easing your mind. Finding a way that it can really be empowering to see, really trustworthy for you to see what you see, and even maybe speak to it, always knowing that it's surrounded in what you do not know, and to have such comfort in that, and such an access to being so much more of a soul force than just a mind, so much more of a soul force than just an opinion, because that's what you are. You are a soul force. You've got a beautiful mind. It's very vulnerable. We want to protect it and make sure that it is in deep service to whatever vows you hold in your heart, right? And then it keeps you free. All right, maybe I'll see you. Blessed be.